closing time. Every little closing comes from some other closing's end. It's closing time. One last call for closing, because your clothes are gonna close in closing. And I know what I wanna pick today. I know what I wanna pick right now. Pick right now. It's turnip time. Root. Welcome back. I have my cinematographer again with me today, but as we started filming here, we filmed our little pretty intro shots with the turnips and everything. The baby decided that she wanted to get into the video, so I guess she's going to accompany me as we talk about turnips. The turnip is a plebeian vegetable. It doesn't get any respect. I mean, compared to potatoes, who's like, dang, I really want to grow turnips? I mean, it's not that common. I have found, though, in the South that turnip greens are very, very popular. Even though this storage root right here was a Northern European staple for some time, these greens are really popular in the South, especially when you put enough bacon in them. If you think about turnips, then, as a dual-purpose root crop, survival root, and a delicious green crop, which is super good for you, you actually have a vegetable and a root in the same space, and you can get harvests of the greens before you get this root. And then when you get this root, you've got a storable survival staple, which would be your winter equivalent of, say, the potato. But not all turnips are created equal. My cinematographer wanted to have me remind you that we didn't used to like turnips. I wanted to like turnips. I thought turnips were a good idea. I like the idea of a winter root. But those purple top turnips, they're kind of bitter and bland, and they're not great. It's a really popular variety, but so's the red delicious apple, and I have no idea why those things sell. It's a terrible apple. And as for the purple top turnips, well, they're hardy, they're easy to grow, but I mean, so is nutsedge. I don't really like it that much. And when we discovered the variety White Lady and the variety White Egg, both of which make solid white turnips that are actually sweet, I was converted. I actually look forward to turnip season now, rather than sort of dreading turnip season and saying, well, I better grow these things in case the Federal Reserve destroys the economy this week. You know, I should probably have some of those nasty, bitter things in the ground so I can eat them while I wait for the potatoes to come in. I actually look forward to it. And one of the things about the purple tops that we did like was the greens. The greens were great. But now we can actually enjoy the roots, which is a better survival staple than the greens. Greens are good for you, but they don't really fill you up. Turnips help fill you up a little bit more. But you get that dual purpose now, and it's an enjoyable root and it's an enjoyable green, right? We put in multiple rows of turnips. We planted them in October. Sometimes what happens is you get a colder or a cooler winter and they don't decide that they're really gonna make good looking roots or greens or anything until the spring comes around again. But we have had a very mild winter and fall so far. So these guys have actually mostly matured. You can see some of the leaves are giving up on them and they don't look as pretty as they should. And that means it's really time to just get these roots out of the ground and process them. So we're gonna take the good greens, and those good greens will get blanched and frozen so we can have them with our meals in the future. And my wife is also gonna take the turnips and direct the children on how to slice up and preserve those roots. We'll probably just freeze those too for the future because it's super, super easy, and we have a chest freezer. We can put them away. They don't really keep in the ground that well. If you leave them in the ground long enough, they start to get woody, they start to get pockets inside, they get hard spots, and they're not great. They're great when they're fresh and they're in season, but that season really lasts a few weeks and then it's past, and the greens start to get chewed up and they turn yellow and they don't look good, and the turnips get hard. At least that's what we found in this climate. But for times to plant, you can put them in the fall, and then we can put them in again in February and do a whole other round of turnips, which we'll be harvesting through the end of March and into April. So we pretty much get 2 seasons on turnips. And about the time that we are putting the turnips in again, we'll also put potatoes in again. So the turnips will come in first, followed by potatoes, and then we're solidly into potatoes July, August, September, October. We have lots and lots of potatoes. As the potatoes are petering out, we're planting the turnips again, and the turnips are coming in hopefully a couple of months afterwards. And we have a continuous supply of roots. And unlike potatoes, you get the benefit of having the greens as well. So it's like a Swiss Army knife. You can also use them as ammo in a potato cannon. Very, 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 very hard root. But I suppose we probably can't show that on YouTube. But it's incredibly destructive. Thank you all very much for the prayers and the well wishes and congratulations on little baby Jenny here. She was our best crop of the year and the best Christmas present that we could have hoped for this year. And it was nice to have all of your pleasant comments and, is there a baby here yet? Is there a baby here yet? And then finally there was a baby, and yeah. And she's not really that much help picking turnips, but that's okay. She'll get good at it as she gets older. If you haven't loved turnips, if you haven't been able to even tolerate turnips, I recommend seeing if you can grow a variety other than the purple tops and see if you like it. Go to Baker Creek Seeds or any place that sells varieties that aren't the common run-of-the-mill turnip, and see if there are some older varieties you might like, or some newer hybrids that you might like. I think White Lady is a more modern variety. I very much like it, and the white egg is excellent, and it's a different vegetable. It's really actually worth growing, which is surprising. Just about the time you get sick of eating them, it's on to potato season, instead of immediately being sick of eating them as soon as you start, like I was with the purple tops. Your mileage may vary. Maybe some of you guys like purple tops, and I'm gonna get like the purple top fan club trying to blacklist me from YouTube or something, but I'm not that impressed. But let's just accept that everybody's taste buds are different and special in their own way. If you want to learn more about survival gardening, check out my book, Grow or Die, The Good Guide to Survival Gardening, where I talk about staple root crops and different calorie crops that will get you through tough times, and how to grow them with minimal tools and minimal land and all that kind of stuff. It's a useful book, particularly if you're worried about food security and supply lines. The book is called Grow or Die, and there will be a link below this video. And thank you all for joining me, and until next time, may your thumbs always be green.